Welcome everybody to this pitch video for eBhangra. It is August 20th, and we know that many schools are back to campus or kind of back to campus, in and out. Doesn't matter. We're here to show you how eBhangra can actually help your team get better through this, at least this first semester, because everybody just doesn't know what the future of competition is going to look like over the next 12 months. So we're here to just show you why eBhangra is like the ideal competition for your team to continue moving forward. And I'm with Sahil. Sahil, say what's up.
What's up, everybody? I'm Sahil.
So we know that the COVID impact on all college campuses, colleges are limiting the number of people inside any rooms. Teams are now unable to book spaces to even practice, like within like university rooms, and competitions may not happen. And so those are the actual impacts that all of the college teams are facing. Like Sahil, I know UNC recently said no more in-person classes, right? So I don't know if you can even talk more, because you're actually on a college campus right now, what could be coming.
Yeah. Just speaking on UNC's experience, we were one of the first schools to open up, and things, went south very quickly, as I'm sure a lot of you guys heard. It kind of made national news there. But being on campus, everything was shut down. Gyms were never open. And I know at UNC, back when I was in school, we had very limited space to begin with. It was only in this one gym that we could get, and even that was closed. So a lot of teams now, I'm not totally sure what, I haven't talked to these teams, so I don't know what their plans are. I'm sure they're all thinking about plans, but I can tell you right now that all the facilities are completely shut down. So people will have to be really creative with how they practice at this point.
That also means that with the school shut down, we don't really know what kind of trouble you can really get in by gathering in small gatherings to dance, because if you're not in a university building, what's the university going to do to you, right? So obviously we're not suggesting anybody breaks the law or breaks any rules, but keep that in mind that maybe just maybe things might have gotten a little more flexible with universities. Just not, if your university gets to a point where the college buildings might actually just be fully closed. So what to do? Our suggestion and our pitch to you is to use eBhangra to continue your team. You can still practice, you can prepare for a competition, and you can compete in a completely safe manner, right? This completely safe manner. And I know that some of you guys are thinking, well, my team isn't here, and you probably have a lot of questions. Let's just run through why this should work for your team. So eBhangra already, one of our parameters is you have to have anywhere from 3 to 6 dancers, right? So however many dancers might still be on campus or are on your campus, you can still create mini teams within your team, right? An idea is if you let's say you have 12 dancers or however many, right? You can do this however you want. This is just hypothetical here. You can split the team into groups of 6 and then be able to train that group of 6 pretty hardcore, right? Because the rules of the competition, let's go through it. The videos are no more than 1:15, right? So you can create a 1-minute routine. You get to drill and practice that specific routine. And given that the fact that it's no more than 6 people, you can still socially distance and dance. So, Sal, you want to talk some more about that?
Yeah. So as Sid said, it's no more than 6 people, and like he said, you can split your team up by whoever's available. This is really an availability issue more than it is, who is actually there. So if you have anywhere from 3 to 6 people in an area, this is probably, the best thing that you can do in order to give your teammates the best chance of getting better in these coming months. I know, being on a collegiate team, we had issues with a lot of turnover year to year, and part of being able to control that meant that you kept bringing in dancers, immediately started training them, and immediately started getting them into positions where they could start to take over roster spots at competitions once, older dancers left. And one of the issues that I know that teams will most likely have because of all of this is going to be that continuous training of dancers. And as it said, it's only a minute, and you can make whatever choreo you want, whatever is going to benefit your team the most, because this is something where this is to help you all, all of your teams. This is to help your dancers train and grow. This is the most competitive thing in the Bhangra circuit you can do until things open up. And I mean, any captains or dancers on teams know that the level of intensity that you bring to, your choreography, your training, everything improves significantly when you have that sort of competition looming over your shoulder. When you're just doing Zoom practices or whatever, however else your teams are deciding to lead these things, there's not that same level of intensity and commitment that you'll have with a group of six. And I think a big concern that people are having is, I don't have six of my more experienced dancers around campus or whatever. And it doesn't have to be around campus. Even if people live close by to each other, take who you have available, because this can benefit new dancers just as much as older dancers. And all of that is essentially to help you maintain your team, maintain your training, so that whenever things open back up, you're ready to attack competitions like you were last year or the year before. So just echoing everything Sid said, I think this is a really great way that you can maintain that for your team.
Yes. Just to elaborate a little bit more and kind of hone on a few specific things here. Again, the competition aspect of this is going to force you guys to just get really good at this 1 minute routine, right? And I know I'm older, right? But I remember being on a college team, and I remember the turnover. I remember even having to train new dancers. It's like even on FCB, like every single year we had freshmen, sophomores always coming through. This gives you that opportunity. With competition is looming over your shoulders, as Sahil said, the intensity's up. Everything is just raised in that elevated level of intensity, and you're going hard and everything. In this specific instance, when you have less dancers to train, and you only have a 1 minute routine, that allows you to truly hone in on that one routine and hammer basics. You can really hammer more today. You can hammer your posture, making sure footwork is on point, wide, getting your knees up the whole way, whatever it is, right? Because again, it's not an 8 minute routine where a single dancer, a new dancer, has to try to perfect their form over an 8 minute routine, right? It's 1 minute where you can just hammer, make sure that they are learning these things, right? And over time, right, as if it, at least this is my experience, right? As a dancer, when you hone in on that single segment and you keep hammering, those basics carry over into the future, right? And so, at least to me, this would be a golden opportunity. If I was in a captain's shoes, is to get as many people as you have access to on campus, figure out where you can practice, make sure we're socially distanced, and be able to still do things obviously via Zoom if you need to, but be able to get together and be able to film and make choreo and still work with your mixer and make the mix and kind of do the whole thing. And to me it would be awesome if I had that opportunity to train my younger dancers with just 1 minute routines instead of 8 minute routines. I'm guessing that the progress that they would have made might have been faster because they have to focus on less, and as the basics get honed in that 1 minute, it would just carry over as we moved on. So, Sal, anything else to add?
No, I mean, just kind of you have the complete control over the segment that you want to bring. It can totally be tailored to what you think your dancers need. And I think that's the beauty of all of this, is that it's totally up to you how you want to go about this. Our pitch to you is just that this is going to give you a great opportunity to practice making choreo, practice training dancers, getting dancers to really, like Sid said, hone in on a segment. This is the platform for you all to do that. You guys have the total 100% creativity chains in your hand in terms of how you want to go about that.
So from us to you, please shoot us a DM, and maybe we can hop on a call if you have questions about how everything's going to work and whatnot. But just get in touch with us and ask us some more questions. If you have, even if you want us to maybe suggest something to help you guys out. Because again, I've been there, Sahil's been there, Umer's been there, Akash, we've all been on college teams, and so we want to help you guys out. This was one of the goals, right, that we set out for right in the beginning when we were talking about starting eBhangra back in March. Is this is what this is for, is to make sure that the circuit keeps going and every team has the opportunity to continue improving. So again, this is what we're here for, is why we started this stuff in the first place. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up, and you guys have a wonderful night.